The sound of a blue macaw pressing its body against a closed nursery door at 4 a.m. is unmistakable. A low, steady wait. Then again, Hannah sat up before her brain finished waking. She had been a physical therapist for 9 years. She knew the difference between a pet that wanted attention and a pet that needed something. This was the second. She crossed the hall barefoot. The hallway nightlight made everything look softer than it was. Not pacing, not whining, just standing there, head low, weight forward, eyes fixed on the wood. The animal did not move. She pushed past, opened the door, small fist curled near the cheek. The room smelled the way a child's room smells at 4 a.m. Nothing wrong? She turned back to the hallway. The blue macaw was still standing there, watching her now. Instead of the door, she closed the door gently and went back to bed. By Tuesday, it had happened 3 more times. By Thursday, Steve was awake too. It pushed me, he said over coffee. The blue macaw pushed against my legs. Hard. I almost fell. The laugh of a man who had not yet decided what story he was going to tell himself about what was happening in his house. Hannah did not laugh. She had been thinking about it for 4 days. It's possessive, she said. I've seen this before with families. The animal forms an attachment to the child and starts to read normal caregiving as a threat. We need to be careful. 20 families across 9 years. The animal positioning itself between the parent and the child. The animal refusing to move. The animal escalating until somebody got bitten or somebody got hurt. She knew what came next. On Friday, she did not tell Steve she had called. She told herself she was just exploring options. She told herself she had not decided anything yet. On Saturday morning, the blue macaw would not let her into the nursery at all. It stood across the doorway with its body turned sideways. When she stepped forward, it stepped forward with her. Not aggressive, just there, filling the space she needed to fill. Ava was crying inside the room. A short, breathy cry that Hannah did not recognize. Not tired? Something else. She tried to push past. The blue macaw did not move. Mark. Now. He did. He carried it down the hall and put it in the laundry room and shut the door. The animal did not fight him. It just looked back over its shoulder once, at the nursery, before the door closed. Hannah went into the room. Ava was on her side. Her lips were a color Hannah had only seen at work. Her chest was rising too slowly. The fingertips were dusky. What followed took 11 minutes that felt like 4 hours. The 911 call, the voice on the phone telling her exactly which way to position the child. The lights of the ambulance turning the bedroom blue and red and blue and red. The IV. The oxygen mask the size of Ava's whole face. In the hospital. Hours later, the family veterinarian, who later explained it, sat down across from her with a chart in his hand. It was the early hours of an undiagnosed type 1 diabetic crisis, he said. Another 9 minutes and we would be having a very different conversation. She just nodded the way you nod when you do not yet know what to do with what you have just been told. Was she symptomatic before this morning? The doctor asked. She thought about the door, about the blue macaw, standing in the hallway at 4 a.m. with its eyes fixed on the wood like the wood was a problem it was trying to solve. Maybe, she said. I think. Yes, the street lights were just coming on. She opened the laundry room door, and the blue macaw did not run out. It walked, slowly, the way an animal walks when it is not sure if it is still in trouble. She knelt down on the kitchen floor. She did not say sorry. She put her hand on the back of its neck and let it lean its weight into her palm. That night the door to the nursery stayed open. The blue macaw took its position on the rug at the foot of the empty crib and did not move. Hannah sat in the chair across the room and watched it. Sometime around 2 a.m., she stopped trying to stay awake. When Ava came home 3 days later, the blue macaw did not perform relief. It walked over once, smelled the blanket, and went back to its rug. It had work to do. In the corner of the room, the small framed picture from the baby shower had fallen face down on the dresser. Hannah had not noticed it before. She left it where it was. She had stopped needing things to look like anything in particular. The phone vibrated on the counter at some point before dawn. She watched the rise and fall of the small chest in the crib and the steady weight of the animal on the rug at her feet. And she thought about how many other parents and how many other houses and how many other towns had been one closed door away from a story they would never learn the ending of. She would tell this one. Eventually. Not yet.